and welcome to my channel, Berries and Spice, a channel for those with a refined palate. My aim here is to show you the process of creating, cooking and plating up dishes with a fine dining twist in your home kitchen. On top of recipes, cooking tips and plating tricks, you'll find stories and resources that will help you become a better home chef. In this video, I'm making a dish of porcini with a porcini and chocolate puree, a prune sauce, and roasted coconut flakes. So, let's get cooking! Here's what you'll need. 5 or 6 prunes, 2 shallots, which I organized based on the elements I was preparing, 2 garlic cloves, some butter, well, quite a lot of butter, 1 large porcini cut in halves, sour cream, roasted coconut flakes, which you roast at 150 degrees for 5 to 10 minutes, dark chocolate, 85% is good, some red wine, a bit of good vegetable stock, salt and pepper. Start by making the sauce. Chop the shallots and the garlic. I cried a little. Melt some 20 grams of butter in a saucepan. Quarter some prunes to get as much flavor out as possible. Add the shallots and the garlic to the pan, add the prunes and sauté on low heat until they're all soft. Chop the second shallot to make the puree. Add the red wine to the shallots, garlic and prunes and reduce to half. Melt some butter in a different pan, chop half of the porcini. Once the wine is reduced, add the stock to the prune sauce. For the puree, sauté the shallots in a bit of butter until very soft. Season both the sauce and the shallots for the puree. Add the porcini to the shallots, not the prune sauce, and sauté a little longer. Pour the sour cream to the porcini and shallots, then add the chocolate tablet and stir well. When that's ready, it should look like this. Back to the sauce. Stir, taste, and when that's ready, it should look kind of like this, a little bit thick. Add the puree ingredients to a bowl and blend it to a fine puree. It's really tasty, so do indulge in everything that's stuck to the blender. I added my puree to a piping bag for the plating. Strain the prune sauce, ideally in something where the strainer fits. Taste it, then get it ready for plating. Time for the porcini. Melt some butter in a pan. Admire our porcini, then cook it on a flat side, basting it in butter like a steak. This will cook it on the round half without having to change its nice color too much. You'll want a nice caramelization, like here. Time to plate! Every single market in Vienna is at the moment full of porcini, and I absolutely adore them. They're nutty and delicious, and well, something very special. I haven't cooked a lot with porcini, but as soon as I bought some, well, I kind of thought I wanted to try something different than the usual combination with nuts or pasta. The first source of inspiration was a nice coincidence. As I was geeking out about flavor profiles and matching aromas at some point on YouTube, I came across this video that paired together porcini and chocolate. I already had the porcini in my fridge and I was kind of looking for inspiration, but I wasn't specifically looking for it at that point. Anyway, I loved the idea and I decided to use it as well. Researching more ingredients that would pair well with porcini and chocolate, I looked on foodpairing.com, which is a great place to look for flavor pairings, and they actually have a free tool as well. And there I came across a recipe with porcini and coconut, so I decided to also use coconut in this dish. And speaking of food pairing, I've actually just ordered this book. Indeed, 10,000 flavors that match perfectly and that help you come up with really creative dishes. So I looked here as well, and I found porcini and prunes. And this is how I decided what ingredients I was gonna use in this dish. Once I had my ingredients, I spent quite a lot of time trying to think about how I would transform those ingredients. The idea of a puree came quite quickly. Then I thought about perhaps using my lacto-fermented plums, but I know that some of you prefer easier elements and more approachable recipes. So I thought about using prunes instead. If you feel adventurous, do try this recipe with lacto-fermented plums. I'm pretty sure they would work splendidly. And because I really didn't want to mess up the plating, I actually sketched it before I actually cooked the dish. Now let's talk about plating and portion sizes. What I'm showing you here is my own interpretation of fine dining. Well, the kind of fine dining that you can actually make in a home kitchen. Of course, with all the constraints that comes with. Not having a professional kitchen, not having the professional equipment, or the professional training, or a team to help you with everything. As a matter of fact, this dish took about 30 minutes. But the reason why it took only 30 minutes was because I had my mise en place and I knew exactly what I was gonna do. So actually, the secret to cooking more efficiently isn't finding easier recipes, it's just being a little bit more organized. If you have the mise en place, if you know exactly what ingredients you'll need and you have them in front of you, you'll cut the cooking time by a lot. And if you know exactly what steps you have to follow before you start cooking, that will also save you some time. Of course, this dish is easy to plate if you're cooking alone for another person or maybe 2-3 other people. But if you have a dinner party and still want to serve a dish like this, you just simply need to adapt. For example, you can use a sharing platter. You can spread the puree on the platter, you can add the porcini on top, drizzle some of the sauce, and then sprinkle the coconut flakes. That's the beauty of cooking. It is truly versatile. And if you want a larger portion, just make more of it. I've got a couple of exciting recipes that I can't wait to share with you in the next few videos. But here's a challenge. Give me one ingredient, ideally seasonal, since I do very much value cooking with the seasons, and I'll try to showcase it in one of the future recipes. Leave that ingredient as a comment below. Did you enjoy this recipe? If you did, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when new videos are up. Until next time, bye!